Alrighty, boys and girls. Well, here she is, my project car to accompany my project car. It's a 1971 240Z. This is a Series 2, built in April of 71. So, the first thing I'm going to mention about this car, which is I think really where my money went, is that the fact that it is rust free. There is not one spot of rust on this car, head to toe, which is amazing. It's a little beat up. It's definitely seen a few owners in its time. That door was replaced due to the fact that the original door, which is in the back, the window regulator went out and it started, window started going down by itself. But this has a good window in it, so I'm just gonna swap the track over and everything. So I'm sure what you'll notice first are these period incorrect center line wheels. These are 15 by 7s. Yeah, 15 by 7s. I think they got somewhere around 10 offset, maybe less. With really good tires, actually. You got Bridgestone Potenzas all the way around, which is pretty sweet. I will definitely be saving those tires, but the wheels, they will be going. I'll tell you that. Unfortunately, it's missing the front bumper. Headlight bucket is cracked due to a slight fender bender. I looked over the frame, everything is straight. There's a slight bend over there at the radiator shroud. But I mean, the frame is untouched. So, 280Z hood. The engine is actually an L26 from a 260Z with an E88 cylinder head and the flat top carburetors. So she's got a little more power than she normally would. It currently has some issues running. It was supposed to be running and driving with no problems as of 3 months ago, which is the last time the guy drove it. But I fired the thing up and it was missing like absolute crazy. Running maybe on 4 cylinders, and when you gave it gas, dropped down to maybe 3, maybe even 2 cylinders, and it would spit and backfire up the carbs like crazy. Like the fuel wasn't just pooling up in the head or whatever. So I checked all the spark plugs. They all seem to be burning like really rich. I mean, they're black and sooty. And when I came over here to the distributor, I noticed, oh shit, what the hell is that? This black box on the side of the distributor. This is an electronic ignition system from a 280ZX. And I looked at that and I'm like, oh, well, I know what the problem is. The module is probably going out and it's not providing enough spark. You know, usually these modules most of the time will just completely shut off on you until the engine cools down, or they'll gradually go out and run weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker until there's no spark left. I got to, you know, drive around the property and such, but it was spitting and backfiring, and the temperature started to hike up in traffic. It got about 3/4 on the gauge. So I'm like, dude, I mean, there's no way this car is drivable home. It's at 6 o'clock. We got commute traffic over the Dumbarton Bridge, and I'm not going to blow this engine up. And if you'll even make it to the bridge. So with a lot of negotiating and haggling, I got the price down and a free tow from AAA because I am playing it safe this time. So that's the story with that. So let's hop inside and I'll show you the interior, or lack of it. No door panels, no carpet, center console's in pieces. Unfortunately, it's missing everything here for the climate control and such. Steering column is gone. However, the dash is complete. Oh, just noticed that. I have to fasten that down. That's going to be annoying. All the gauges work except for the fuel gauge, which I guess is common. 4-speed transmission with, for some reason, clearance issues with the shifter. This is really strange because usually they have these problems if you're using a 280ZX shifter with a 5-speed transmission, but as you can see, that's that. I don't know, maybe someone is using some weird ass shifter or something. I don't know, it's weird. It'll be fixed because I'm not gonna cut this out like that other Z had. And yes, a bunch of shit back here. Unfortunately, the hatch does not open, which is a problem. Neither does the glove box. So I don't know what's in there. But yeah, this car is a project car for sure. I'll go ahead and fire it up, if it will, and show you how shittily it runs. That brake light even works. See, put a little bit of choke. See, it fires up, but it just, yeah, that. Yeah, she runs real rough due to weak ignition. I know it's not a bad head gasket, trust me. I ran the compression test, and that compression is actually really good. 170 to 185 on all 6. And it's very consistent too. Oil's good, it's got plenty of coolant, and I think it's just ignition. It's got this funky exhaust. I'm not sure what kind of brand this is, but yeah, that's that. But it shifts good, clutch is really strong, and it steers straight, and the suspension seems to be pretty good. But first things first, I got to get this thing running right so that I can, you know, really take it out and do a shakedown on this thing. So before we choke this thing out, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. Yeah. All right. Well, it's a nice place to start from, I guess. It's a good platform, you know, and the way it is, you know, has some running issues, body's rough. But the main thing is that it is a straight, true car. So, I'm sure as you guys can guess, there's going to be a lot of videos on this car. So, yeah, stay tuned, and in the next video, I'm going to try to get this thing running right and hopefully take it for a test drive. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.